Hello you guys, welcome to a what I eat in a day video as a vegan, and today I'm going to show you what I ate in this one day in my life. It's definitely not perfect, but it's just to give you some ideas if some of you are looking to eat more plant-based. So the first thing I have in the morning is a big glass of water, and I try and drink as much water as I can first thing in the morning, as it's really beneficial to the digestive system to get it moving, and it just really hydrates your body first thing before you eat anything else. And then the next thing I do is take my vegan B12 supplement, and this is a spray one. It tastes like raspberries. It's pretty good. I get it online on a website called iHerb. But there are definitely other B12 supplements out there as well. And then I made my green smoothie bowl about an hour after this probably. And the first thing I put in is some frozen bananas, and I just keep them in a big container in the freezer, and I chop them up so they're just ready to throw into a smoothie. And I find this really useful since it's just readily available for me to have in smoothies, or you can make ice cream out of frozen bananas as well. And the next thing I add to my smoothies is actually half of an avocado, which some of you might find really weird, but I love adding it to my smoothies because it makes it so much creamier and much more filling and satisfying, and makes me stay fuller for longer. But if you don't like avocados, you definitely don't have to add this to the smoothie. This is just what I personally do. The next thing I add to my smoothies is ground flaxseed, and it is very high in omega-3s, which sometimes vegetarians and vegans can be lacking, so I always make sure I just add it to my smoothies first thing in the morning so I know I've had it for the day. Next thing I add is a teaspoon of maca powder, and maca's recently been found to help balance the hormones in the body, and there's lots of other benefits as well, but it's really helped clear up some of my acne if that's something you're struggling with as well. The next thing I add is a bunch of frozen spinach, and I just put it in a bag in the freezer so I can add it to my smoothies and get in my greens right away in the morning. Then I add a teaspoon of Hawaiian spirulina powder, and I really enjoy adding this to my smoothies. It has a pretty strong flavor, but it makes me feel super energized, and it's really high in lots of vitamins and minerals. So if you're looking to see what the benefits are to them, you can look it up online, and I just buy it online on iHerb as well in a powder form to add straight to my smoothies. And then the last thing I add is organic vanilla vegan protein powder, and this one I really enjoy. The taste isn't really earthy or really strong. I just add 1 scoop of that, and then I use unsweetened original almond milk just so there's not any added sugar. And I also really love how this almond milk is fortified with vitamin B12, vitamin D, and calcium. So I add about 3/4 of a cup or so of the milk, and then your smoothie is ready to blend. I use a Ninja blender, but you don't need a Ninja one. I'm sure any blender would be fine. And I put it on the high setting, and then it depends each time how much milk I add, but it usually takes about 30 seconds to a minute to blend my smoothie. I don't blend it for too long because I like it to be thicker, but it's totally up to you how thin or thick you like your smoothies. And then I add it to this cute wooden bowl. I always have to have my smoothies in this wooden bowl. It just makes me feel cool, I guess, or beachy or summery because it's in a wooden bowl. Definitely don't need one of those. And then I add some organic muesli on top, which is just a mixture of oats and dried fruit and nuts. And this one's pretty cheap from Superstore if you're looking for a more affordable one instead of granola that can be really high in sugar. And then I just added some chopped strawberries, but you could add blueberries, raspberries, mango, any fruit that you wanted. I just wanted to use these strawberries up. And that was the final smoothie bowl. And I'm not even kidding you, I've had this smoothie bowl for breakfast for like the last year now. It keeps me so full for long periods of time, keeps me energized. You don't have to have it in a bowl, it's quick and easy. You can blend it up and take it on the go. And you definitely don't have to use all the powders I use. You can add any fruit or greens that you'd like, and it's gonna be a great start to your morning as well. And the next meal I actually didn't have until dinner, which is usually not the case, but I ate really late for my smoothie bowl. It was like noon, and so I wasn't really hungry throughout the rest of the afternoon. And I was making a Thai red curry, and so the first thing I did was make some brown rice in the rice cooker. I'm sure I don't have to tell you exactly how to make that. You can look it up on the back of the package. And I just did 3 cups of rice, 3 cups of water, and then I sliced up an orange bell pepper. You can use any veggies you want for this. This is just what I had in my fridge, and I wanted to use it up, and I didn't want to go buy other veggies. And then I had 1 medium or large onion, peeled the outside skin off, and chopped it up really finely. Don't judge my chopping skills, definitely not Gordon Ramsay approved, but you get the gist. Chop the onion. And at the last minute, I found some mushrooms that I had too, so I added those as well. And then I just heated a large pot on medium heat, added a drizzle of olive oil, and I lost the footage for adding the onions in, but I just added the chopped onion into the pot and let it saute for 1 to 2 minutes just until it was softened. And then I added 2 cloves of minced garlic. I'm just using the garlic mincer and adding it in, but you can just mince it yourself if you don't have one of those. And then I let those cook down together for a few more minutes. And then the next thing I added was some red curry paste, and this is one that I got from Superstore. It's vegan and dairy free. And I added 2 teaspoons at first, but then I thought it might not be flavorful enough, so I added 2 more. So it was 4 teaspoons in total, but then I think I realized I didn't need that much because it was really spicy. But then I added 1/3 of a cup of water just because it was sticking to the bottom of the pot, but it depends on how you are cooking it. And then I let that cook down a little longer. Then I added the veggies to the pot, so the peppers and the mushrooms, and then I just stirred it gently with the spice mix just so it was all coated together and it could all be flavorful. The next thing I added was chopped cubed extra firm tofu, and I just used half a block, but it really depends. If you're making a larger portion, you could add a full block of tofu, and this is just to help get some plant-based proteins in there. And I coated that in the spices as well. Then I added a full can of coconut milk to make it creamy, and I think you kind of need coconut milk to make a good Thai curry, so definitely make sure you add that. And then I added a full juice of 1 lime. I'm just juicing it in with my little juicer there, and I really like the taste of the lime in the curry as well because it kind of gets rid of that spiciness and it makes it a little more tart. So I stirred that all around to make sure it was combined. I added a sprinkle of salt and pepper. Don't mind my salt and pepper shakers, they light up when you add it in there. And then I covered the pot and I let it come to a boil before letting it simmer for about 5 to 6 minutes or so. I kept checking it every once in a while just to make sure it was getting all combined and it wasn't sticking to the bottom of the pot. Depending on what veggies you have, you may have to simmer it for a little bit longer as well. And then I actually decided at the last minute to add 2 tablespoons of natural smooth peanut butter, and I really recommend adding this. It makes the curry so much creamier. And then I just gently stirred it all with the peanut butter to combine. This is definitely optional, but if you so choose, once you stir it all together, the curry is finished and you can turn off the heat. And before serving, I just quickly chopped up a little bit of green onion I had left in the fridge, but if you don't like green onion, you could add cilantro, roasted peanuts or cashews, anything you'd like. And to serve, I just scooped in some brown rice, about 3 to 4, probably about 3 big spoonfuls. I kept adding some in and then taking some out because I realized I put way too much in the bowl. And then I scooped on some of the curry. I added about 2.5 big scoopfuls, but it made about, I'd say, 4 large servings and then 5 to 6 smaller servings depending on how many people you want to serve for this, but I had lots of leftovers. And I was actually really impressed with this recipe. It was a little bit spicy, but really creamy curry, and I would definitely recommend making it. It's very versatile. You can add any vegetables you want. You could add other protein sources as well, like lentils, anything you'd like. And yeah, so if you're a big curry fan, I definitely recommend trying to find like a red curry paste because I really enjoyed that. And then my sister came over and she had made a kale and quinoa salad with sweet potato, hemp seeds, and avocado, I think. And I had a small bowl of that as I hadn't really ate lunch that day, and so that was about as much as I had of that. And then I always have to have a sweet at the end of the night, so I had some of this almond orange vegan chocolate, and it's like a milk chocolate one that you can get online. There's also some at London Drugs where I live, and that was all I ate for today. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.